I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that. Spitting slow, spitting fast, I could roast, I could gas. Think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past. And the pettiness, a reflection of the emptiness. Hilarious, you think you're with my time, you're delirious. Mysterious, because you hide behind a fake exterior. Inferior, you know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel free from the chains that last, and to believe in what you got, it was built to last, yeah.
Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
All right, y'all, we're here. We're live. You're watching Buster Unmasked, and we got a killer ass show for you today. Look, before we get started, you know what I do. I need you guys to like this video, share this video, and go to Buster H.R. Johnson on YouTube, and subscribe to my channel. Hit that notification bell. That way you know when new material's out. You know when my new content's coming out. You don't even have to look for it. It's right there for you. Look, guys, I want to promote a couple of upcoming shows before we get our guest out here. Look, this Friday night, Premier Pro Wrestling is back in Dyer, Tennessee at the Dyer Fire Department, man. First show of the year, got a stacked roster of talent. You're going to see the junior heavyweight champion, Jake Painter. You're going to see the women's champion, the American Baddie Maddie. You're going to see Trace Hunt. You are going to see the Crowleys there. These guys are creepy. Truthfully, I don't even think we should see these guys unless it's around Halloween, but there's going to be some newcomers. You're going to see Tim Bosby there. First time ever. Memphis wrestling guy at Premier Pro Wrestling in Dyer at the fire department. Insane Dane. You're going to see Jackson Drake. This is a WWE ID prospect, and guess what, y'all? He's going to be facing our guy, our hometown boy, the Problem, Aaron Roberts. And I'll be honest with you, both of these guys are a WWE ID prospect. I feel like it's bragging rights. Who's the best one? Who's the top ID prospect between these guys? You got to be there Friday night to find out. And look, Saturday, Summerville, Tennessee, at the House of Faith Gym, 1495 Highway 76, Bluff City Wrestling. First show of the year, first TV taping, going to be a huge card. Legitimately Too Good, Savage Brotherhood, the King Superstar Johnny Dotson. And look, I have got rumors and heard that there's going to be a big heavyweight title match. Bluff City heavyweight title going to be on the line. Johnny Dotson, the champion, take it on M.J. Davis. This is a hell of a challenge for Johnny Dotson. This would be a big notch in the cap for M.J. Davis if he can defeat Johnny Dotson. It all happens Saturday, 5 p.m. bell time, Summerville, Tennessee, House of Faith Gym. Do not miss it. Guys, I got some killer upcoming podcasts coming up. I got a little slideshow. You know how we do. I want to promote these before I get my guest out here tonight. So let's check this out.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit my way, or the highway. And in the driveway is a nice range, cause I grind through the climb, I invite pain. You'll never hear me, bitch, nah, I don't complain. Just gotta flip the switch and you can go and obtain anything you want, anything you need. Your mind's got the key ingredient, it's belief. They'll deceive with the negativity, but I just slide right by that energy. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go,
All right, y'all, you see right there, got some great podcasts coming up. I've actually got a couple of more that I hadn't got in there yet that I'm going to clip in towards March. So look out. We got a bunch we're doing. All this year, we're hitting it hard, bringing you the best podcasts and the best pro wrestlers around the wrestling business. And tonight, talking about some of the best pro wrestlers around the wrestling business. I got a guy tonight. Look, here's a little analogy for y'all. I don't know who all out there is into the rodeo or whatever, if you watch bull riding, but look, if you do, there is always one bull that everybody is scared of. There's that one bull that sends guys shaking in their boots. These rodeo riders, they go up and they see their name and they draw that bull. What's the first thing they do? They start whining. Some of them even get their bags and leave. And let me tell you something. My guest tonight, he is that bull in the pro wrestling ring. This guy shows up in a dressing room. Guys go to ducking and dodging. They go to running and hiding. They go to see the run sheet and see his name up against him. Hey, the first thing they do is get in their little Yugo and hit the road because they do not want to face this man. My guy tonight, he's 6'3", 315 pounds, and he is absolutely the bull from the woods. None other than Cordale Roberts. Cordale, what's up, dude?
What's going on, Buster?
I didn't know. I didn't know if you was. I seen the nostrils kind of flaring. I wish we had some smoke. I didn't know. I see a little red behind me. I didn't know if you're finna charge me or not, man.
I was coming after you,
dude. So look, man, the bull from the woods. I love it, man. It fits you to the T. You're a second generation pro wrestler. Dad was a wrestler. Your brother's a wrestler. Your uncle's a wrestler. Your granddaddy was a wrestler. So talk to me about growing up in the wrestling business, Cordale.
man. As far as I can remember, from the time I was born, I was at a wrestling show on the weekend. I can't remember many weekends at all I'm not at a wrestling show. I didn't go out and party. I didn't go out and hang out at the bowling alley or skating rink or where everybody else was going. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I was at a show with Daddy.
So talk to me about that life, because I don't think a lot of people understand that, man. Look, here's the thing. It's hard on families, the wrestling business. It's easier on families that the whole family's kind of into the business, or they're into whichever one's the wrestler. Man, like you said, no bowling alleys, no skating rinks, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, wrestling shows. Talk to me about what it was like running around these shows as a little kid, man, seeing all this wild, crazy stuff.
Man, I loved it. I'm growing up idolizing all these guys. Instead of WWE superstars, I'm growing up idolizing guys like Poker Face, Alan Steele, guys like Rude, and so on and so on. I didn't dream about it for a long time. I didn't even think about WWE until not too long ago.
Right. Well, you got a good reason to think about it now. We're going to talk about that in a little bit, man. Your family's kind of, I said it earlier. I had your dad on last week, and, I got to thinking about there's always this talk about wrestling's royal families. And there's some around here. You got the Claps around Osceola in Arkansas. You got the Waynes over in Mississippi. But I have to feel like the Roberts, man. I mean, the whole family's wrestlers. Like I said, you, your dad, your brother, Rocker, your granddad. I'm starting to feel like, man, y'all are definitely wrestling's royal family of West Tennessee without a doubt. But I feel like that's starting to branch out, man. What's your thoughts on that, man? Just being a wrestling family.
I feel like we're one of the most underrated families around this part. You, like you said, you got the class serve and always put up top, and everybody else, we're always the ones that come in and makes the show a lot better than what it is, but we never get the appreciation.
I agree with that, man. I see that 100%, man. I 100% agree with that. So look, Cordale, did you always, I mean, how old was you the first time you said to yourself, this is what I'm going to do?
I don't even really remember when I said this is what I'm going to do. It's just something that happened. I was 15 at the time when I started training in Ripley, Tennessee, when Rocker was running EWE. It was him and Brian Steele. They started training me with Daddy, and then we had issues there, and then we went to FTW with Sarge O'Reilly and Anton LeVay, and they the ones that fully trained me.
Right. Right. That's what Aaron said. I had Aaron on 2 Sundays ago, I guess it was. And, you know, I didn't realize that because I asked him, I said, I assumed your dad and Rocker probably trains you guys, but he said Sarge O'Reilly was really the guy.
Well, like I said, Rocker had a hand in it at the very beginning. I done maybe 3 or 4 sessions with Rocker, and then we had an issue up there, and then we left and went to FTW with Sarge. And that's
Sarge is like, you hear 2 guys. Look, I hear 2 guys' names.
Sarge and
Sarge and Motley on a repeated basis. Up here in West Tennessee, man, it's Sarge. Sarge has had a hand in this. I feel like damn near every one of you guys and girls in the wrestling business right now around here, Sarge had a hand in developing you guys.
Yeah, he's had his hand in a lot of guys. You got to think Sarge, it was pretty much Sarge, Anton, Galen, and Biscuit was the ones that was hands-on with all of us.
Cordale, I love you, man. You just gave me one of the best sound bites I'm probably ever going to have. You know damn well I'm going to take that clip of Sarge had his hands in a lot of guys. I'm going to definitely clip that out, man. You know that. Look, I got a running joke with Motley and Sarge both because it's been repeated since even before I started this podcast, just talking to guys. You always hear Motley and you always hear Sarge. So there's this running joke that Motley and Sarge touched a lot of boys around this area.
Touched a lot of
So look, Cordale, talk to me about how old you were when you actually had your first wrestling match, man.
I was 16 years old when I had my first wrestling match.
Woo, man, y'all all in West Tennessee. Of course, that's. I'll be honest with you, 16 for West Tennessee. Hell, you kind of a late bloomer, a late starter, huh? Because a lot of these kids around here, man, they start in diapers and they start wrestling at 13, 14. Most of them.
Like Aaron, he started when he was, I want to say he was 13 or 14 when he had his first match.
I think he said he was 14 when he had his first match.
And I believe Zay, he was 12, 13 when he had his first match.
Right.
There's a bunch.
No, it is. There's a bunch of, especially here around West Tennessee. Of course, here's the thing. Tennessee has been without a commission on wrestling a lot longer than like Arkansas and some of these other places. So, you know, here's the thing. I always hated the commission when I was a wrestler because they really don't do nothing but come in and take money that we don't even have. You know what I mean? It's one thing for them to go to WWE where they're going to make a lot of money, but when they come down to these little shows and nobody's making no money from the promoter to the boys, and then they still want their cut, I always hated the commission, man. I thought, well, they don't really serve nothing. If we got to buy a license, every guy who plays in a band or something should have to buy a license because it's what it is. It's entertainment. But now that we don't have these commissions, and I'm starting to see a lot of reasons why having a commission was a good thing at times because I believe having a commission kept down a lot of a lot of riffraff things that we're starting to see around the business, man. Look, these kids are starting younger and younger. We're joking about 13 and 14, but literally, some of these kids are wrestling even earlier than that now.
Oh yeah.
And here's the thing about pro wrestling, in my opinion. You got to learn this business. It's hard to put it. See, you had your daddy, you had Rocker. You boys were able to, if you went in the dressing room and started to get a little bit of big head because you're seeing all this grown folk stuff and all these grown people conversations, hearing all these different things, you always had those guys, daddy, to smack you on the head and say, hey, no matter what you hear or see back there, that ain't how you act. You know what I mean? Right. Where you bring these kids in the dressing room and you just let them loose in a grown person's environment and they're experiencing all these different things and people's bullshitting, telling crazy stories and stuff, and they hear all this stuff, and it's not good for them, man. It's just not, man. And I think I'm starting to become a firm believer in maybe we need a commission somewhat. You know, I never thought I'd say that, Well, never.
Me and Rocker, we've had this conversation about it too, and I've told him, I said, it probably wouldn't be a bad idea to some extent have some kind of commission around here. It'll cut out a lot of these guys who's letting their kids get in here 9, 10, 11 years old and all these rundown promotions who barely got a ring that you could get in and work, have a show.
Yeah, and here's the thing. I'm not against kids training and stuff and learning how to wrestle and whatsoever. I don't give a damn how old. I mean, especially if your daddy or mama's a wrestler and that's all you've been around, well, most of these kids been playing in the ring since the day they was born. Yeah. And I ain't got no problem with that, but my problem comes when you put them out on your legit show, and even if they're against each other, it's just not my bag. You know, it's just not. But it's bad when you put them against some of your legit talent, and your legit talent's in there selling for these 10, 11-year-old kids. You know, sure, it's a work. We all know this. It's right. Entertainment. But people don't come there to see that. People come there because they want to believe for a few minutes.
That's right.
I mean, that's what wrestling's about. So look, Cordale, talk to me about your very first match, where it was, and who your opponent was.
Very first match, it was at FTW here in New Bern, where the old EIW building is. It was me and my daddy Big Red against Eric Hayes and Rude. It was supposed to be Chris Rocker and Derek King my very first match, but you know how them two are. So luckily Rude and Eric Hayes stepped up and they was willing to come in and be my first match, and to this day, I'm very thankful and grateful for them.
Well, talk to me about that first match. Were you nervous?
Yeah, I was nervous, especially because Rude.
Right.
Because I never got in there and had any kind of training or worked out with him or nothing. Whereas Eric, he helped me train with Sarge and them a lot. So I was comfortable with Eric, but Rude, I was nervous for.
Right.
Especially whenever Rude told me that I was going to counter his finisher and give him one.
Oh, first match too, huh?
Yeah, it made me feel like he was putting a lot of pressure on me.
So how did it feel being in there with your dad, man, on your first match, dude?
And it just felt natural. It's all it is. It just felt natural, and it was great. We got done. I got the pin. I want to say I pinned Rude. Got out, and me and him cried right there in front of the announcer table after the first match.
And people don't realize that. That's the thing. To people on the outside, this is all just fun and games to them is what it looks like. But the guys on the inside, they don't realize how much some of this stuff means to us. I mean, it's important, man. Sometimes you can't hold those emotions back, man.
Oh, I couldn't help it.
Look, Cordale, we got Mark McGee with us. Says, good evening, y'all. Mark, what's up, dude? I'm glad you're with us. Glad you're watching, man. I'm assuming you're still snowed in, probably by about what, 17, 18 feet. Man, I don't know. Mark's from New York, so you know he's snowed in. He's been snowed in.
I'm glad all came melted.
Right, man. You know, I think what is it, early next week? Maybe they're talking about us getting a little another front or something.
Yeah, they're talking about another small front coming in. I hope it don't.
Dude,
got to work outside in it.
I've actually still got a little bit of ice now in my yard. My next door neighbor put this huge snowman, and hell, the bottom part of it's still there.
Really?
You know, it's still cold around right here, man.
Oh, yeah. Well, we still got some spots up here where there's still snow on the ground. Well, not very much.
Right. So look, Cordale, you talking about FTW and stuff. I've got a lot of old footage out on YouTube. A lot of FTW stuff, man. A lot of FTW, a lot of old EIW. But man, FTW, the one thing I noticed, I've got some UCW too that I think you're a part of.
Probably do.
When Sarge was running it. But man, the one thing I've noticed, man, you've been partners with a bunch of different people and had a bunch of cool names, cool tag team names and stuff. Talk to me a little bit about that, man, because I can't remember them right offhand. But there's one that I really like. Was it the Sons of the South, maybe?
Yeah, Sons of the South.
Love that, man.
Billy Manning for a long time, and then we brought David Dane in. He was with us for a little bit. But yeah, Sons of the South is me and Billy. I'd say we probably teamed up off and on 10 years at the Sons of the South.
And Billy's another one of these guys. I mean, he's not really that old, and he's been wrestling a good while, right?
Yeah, I want to say he started a year after me.
Really? David Dane the same way, two big ass dudes, man.
Mm-hmm.
Talk to me about that, man. It seemed like all these West Tennessee boys is big as hell, dude.
You got most of them around here that's big, but you got some that's real small like Biscuit, you know.
Look, people can say what they want about Biscuit, but honestly, look, I'm going to be honest with you. He looks like he's half dead, but he can work his fucking ass off in the ring.
I have all the respect in the world for Biscuit when it comes to wrestling. I won't ever forget the first time me and him ever worked. You know how he has his breathing.
Right.
And when he was working, he told me, he said, shoot me off, give me a splash, and stay there and give me a chop. I told him, I said, no.
You were scared too, wasn't you?
I was scared.
I know.
Because I want to say this is right after he came back after having some kind of surgery. So, I mean, he was still recovering, really.
Yeah, did he have a hole? Was it a hole in his heart or something? Because really, he's a dude. He's almost a miracle out there. He probably shouldn't even wanted to wrestle.
I know his heart's on the wrong side. Instead of being left side, it's on his right side.
Okay. I knew it was something to do with his heart, man. So really, you got to give Biscuit all the respect in the world.
Oh, I do.
As far as that goes, man. And like I said, he can work his ass off in the ring. I love watching him. I like watching him in ring work. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I like watching him. So look, talk to me about, now you and your dad had a tag team name, and it's probably right at this time. I would be willing to bet I probably got your first match from FTW on my YouTube channel. What were you and your dad calling yourself at that time?
Blood Red.
Blood Red. Okay, there it is.
Sure.
I bet you money I got that match on YouTube. If I don't, I bet you I got it on a tape somewhere, man.
It'd be nice. I wish I could see it. I haven't seen it.
If I run across it, if I see it on my YouTube channel, I'll shoot it to you. Look, Mark McGee's back with us, and he says, you got about 18 inches. There's talk about a lake effect coming in that's supposed to drop 2 feet. Damn. Man, 2 feet will shut us completely down here, man.
And they freak out over 3 inches out here.
Right. So look, man, you've been wrestling since you was 16. How old are you now, Cordale?
29.
29. So, man, hell, you've been wrestling 16, 26, 13 years?
Be 13 years next month.
Man, see, that's the thing. It's hard to find wrestlers with that's still that young and has that kind of experience. I mean, it's an anomaly. Really. Now, look, I'm talking about legit experience. You can find a lot of guys who've been wrestling since they were 12, and they can be 30 and still suck, still not have no experience whatsoever. But it's uncommon to find guys who are as young as you and Aaron too, that have the experience you guys have at the age you are, man.
Yeah. And I feel like right now is probably the most comfortable I've been in the wrestling ring. I'm finally figuring out who I actually am in the wrestling ring and in the business.
And see, that's something me and Aaron kind of talked about. Me and Red probably talked about it. I try to tell these young guys. I feel like guys get into business and the first thing they want to do is get a gimmick, create a character or something instead of just getting in the ring, learning your craft, learning how to wrestle. You got to learn how to wrestle before you can even learn how to work. So learn how to wrestle, learn how to work, and evolve. You've been doing this since you were 16, and you just said you feel like you're just now, over the last couple of years, kind of become who you're supposed to be all that time. The gimmick's always already in there, in my belief. You just got to give it time to, you got to evolve in the wrestling business and mature, and the gimmick will find you. It's there.
You got to think, after I say 6 months at FTW that we was there working, we went up to Golden Boy show in Union City at the time, and he had me change my name to JP Fantastic.
Right.
So, I mean, I'm sitting here trying to figure out how to work that gimmick and make that character work for so long, and that's not who I was. And then finally, me and Aaron, I should say, my bad. He talked to me, said, it's time for you to do something different besides being JP. I said, I agree with you. And that's when we came up with the bull from the woods, Cordale Roberts.
I like it, dude.
Ever since then, it's felt more natural to me to go out there and be in that wrestling ring.
It's natural when I see you. Look, I feel like, what was it? Maybe 2 years ago, I feel like something switched in you. You started losing weight, and you're the type of guy. And you told me you're not but 6'3", but I swear, the more weight, as I watched you drop weight, I kept looking up at you further and further, man, like you was 6'5", 6'6". But the more weight, the more you slim down, the bigger you look. Man, your movement in the ring, you just smooth and fluent. And I feel like I'm just like you, man. I feel like really over the past couple of years, you have really come into your own in the wrestling business, found who you are.
Yeah, I was watching a match yesterday of me and Quicksilver from, I'd say it's 10 years ago, and it was horrible. I couldn't even hardly stand watching my own self.
All of us got those, dude. Trust me. So, let me ask you this, man. Here a while back, probably about a year ago now, man, your whole family, you, your dad, Aaron, Justin Case included, you guys had this big run in Memphis wrestling, man. How was it for you to have that run on television with your dad and your brother, man?
I enjoyed it until we got closer to the end. Whenever it was getting closer to the end, after we won the trios rings, and that's when I realized that they really wanted me to be there for a background for Aaron. And as much as I love Aaron, but that's not what I wanted to do.
Right.
I didn't want to go all the way to Memphis and stay there all day just to go up there and be a background.
Right. Did you and Aaron talk about this? Did you tell him how you felt?
Yeah, I think he knows how I felt about it. And then whenever it was announced that I was booked on a Poker Face show, Dustin messaged me and we had some words about all of it, and then we just couldn't come to terms. So that's when.
Man, that's you know how that is. Look, you know this business.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
That's just the wrestling business. That's just how it is. I don't think it'll ever change, man. I'll be honest with you. I don't think it'll ever change. I noticed that it seemed like it just kind of ended when you guys, man, you for a while there, you guys were the thing on
Right.
Memphis Wrestling for months, several months, you know.
Yeah, like I said, that's the way it felt until we won the trios rings, and then he had us cash it in for him to get a shot at the was it internet title.
Right.
And then after that, he really didn't have much else for us going on, and then just being backgrounds.
Yeah, it's still cool that you three guys got to go out and be together, a faction, man.
Oh yeah,
I thought it was really cool, man. How many? Honestly, how many? What daddy and two brothers get to go out? I mean, there's not many get to go out, wrestle together, become a faction, be on TV together, man. Get a push together. I thought it was pretty cool, man. I hated to see it end, man.
yeah, I do too. But it is what it is.
So look, you mentioned Poker Face and Millington Mayhem, and I know he's starting to promote the upcoming Millington Mayhem. I think it's in April. I don't know if I'm for sure about that, but it's
April the 12th.
April the 12th. There you go. It's your third Millington Mayhem in a row, man. And man, last year, I'm pretty sure it was last year, y'all had a hell of a crowd, didn't you?
Yeah, we ran out of seats.
That's what I thought, man. It was huge. It was a big success for Poker Face.
I want to say he said that the building had 500 seats and we ran out.
Hey, you can't beat that, man. That's a good problem to have there, dude.
Oh yeah.
But what got me about that show, man, I watched several matches off of it, all of them good, but one match stood out to me above and beyond every other match. You, and I'm thinking it was Walker Hayes.
Yes, sir.
Man, you two guys had one of the best big man matches I've seen in forever. It was tit for tat. I love the fact that both you guys are big enough where y'all could sell everything for each other. You didn't have to no sell nothing. Y'all could bump freely and sell for each other. Man, I thought it, matter of fact, I think I watched it 3 times in a row. I watched it that first time and I thought, man, this fucking match is awesome. Had to watch it again just to make sure it was as good as I thought it was, dude. And then I'm pretty sure I watched it a third time. Talk to me about that, man. How did it feel? Because I know you guys, when you hit the back, probably when you were out there, because you can feel that when it's really clicking. Did you feel it out there clicking for you guys?
See, the first Mayhem I was there, we worked each other and we had a decent match. Everybody talked about it, saying it was one of the best matches. So we had to top that the following year. So I told him, I said, we're got to go out there and go balls to the wall. I mean, when we was out there, man, the crowd was going crazy. It just felt like it was right. Everything we done was clicking. We didn't have to say much to each other. We just fed off of it.
No, it was good, dude. Like I said, I love the fact when you get two guys in there big enough where they can both bump for each other. It's like everything y'all did to each other, you could sell. You didn't have to no sell nothing. And it was tit for tat is what I liked about it. Just as it looked like one of you was kind of going to start getting some control, it would switch, and then it kept going back and forth. I don't even remember who won the match. Who won the match?
I believe I did.
Did you? Okay, I didn't even remember who won the match. I was blown away with it, though. And that was one of those matches for me, for you, that stood out for me, man. I thought that boy right there, man, just like Aaron, dude. I mean, there's something there with you, Cordale. There is something there with you, man, and I think right now, man, I think's the time for you, dude. I think your character, your attitude, and your wrestling ability have all kind of met perfectly at the right time. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That whole match with Walker was Poker Face. Before we went out, he told us, he said, I want y'all to be the biggest, baddest motherfuckers out there.
Right.
And that's what the intentions that we had when we walked out, and it just worked.
Oh, it was good, dude. It was real good. So look, Mayhem's coming up April. You got any idea who your opponent might be or anything?
I have no idea. If I have it my way, it's going to be Poker Face, but I don't know if he's going to go.
Oh, I don't know if Poker Face wants to get tossed around like that, man. Hey, Poker Face, like, slow down, kid. Ease up, kid. Hold on, kid.
I've always said there's 3 guys from the time growing up that I have not worked that I need to work, and that's Poker, Motley, and Alan Steele.
That's 3 hellacious talents to work, dude. 3 guys with a ton of experience, man. I can't believe you've never worked Motley.
Never
So
have.
Motley ain't never put his hand on you then. You ain't never been one of them boys he touched,
I've been on plenty of shows with them, but never had a chance to get in the ring with them.
Damn, I can't believe that, man. I figured Motley would have made sure that he got to work with you somewhere.
It hasn't happened.
So look, talk to me about this. Like I said earlier, you've been in a lot of tag teams. You've had a couple of different gimmicks. What is the favorite gimmick you've ever done? Tag team or singles, or give me one of each. What's the favorite thing? Obviously, we know right now the Bull from the Woods is it on singles. So hit me with your favorite tag team partner and gimmick y'all did, man.
Favorite tag team partner is probably going to be Aaron.
Aaron, there you go.
Especially from when we was teaming up together as the Boom Squad several years ago to what we do now whenever we team up as the Roberts family.
Right.
Either way it goes, you put both of us in the ring, even back then, you couldn't stop us.
Right. Brothers of Destruction. That's what me and Red was talking about, man. Brothers of Destruction right there for real.
Yep.
So let me ask you this, man, because I know you've had several names and stuff as far as tag team gimmicks. Which is the one you hated the worst? Give me the name. What's the gimmick name that you hated more than anything else?
The Lords of the Ring.
Who was your partner?
It was me and David Dane under a hood. We done a gimmick where we was under some kind of dragon-looking mask that Sarge found us.
That sounds like some Sarge stuff.
And we was protecting Marco and his brother Logan.
You know, here's the thing. When you told me that, you said that name, before you said the Hoods, I'm thinking, oh, God, I'm with you on that one already. I don't even got to know who your partner was to know that's bad. But with the Hoods, dude, I kind of see it, man. It ain't that bad with the Hoods, man. I'll be honest with you.
I hated it. We didn't do it long, but weren't them Hoods, they was latex masks. So, I mean, it was hot.
Hot, right.
And then that's not who I am. I'm not a dark, evil character. I don't know nothing about the Lord of the Rings or anything. I've never watched one movie from it.
Hey, I'm a bull, and I'm from the woods. Shit, that's what I'm supposed to be doing, man. I ain't no mask dude. I don't know nothing about Lords of the Ring.
I've never watched a movie. I couldn't tell you nothing about it.
So look, man, UCW, Union City, Tennessee, do they run every Saturday or every other Saturday?
Every other Saturday.
Okay, and they're running this Saturday, right?
Yeah, they got a show this Saturday, bell time, I think 7:30. I'm not on the card, but if you go on their Facebook page, you'll see a video. It says that I'm going to be there whether they like it or not.
So talk to me about that, man. I know you have been working the Union City shows on a regular basis. All of a sudden, you're not on the card. Why are you not on the card?
They all think I'm a bully.
I mean, I don't think they're wrong, Cordale. I'll be honest with you, man.
I don't know what the deal is.
So I seen the promo, man. You let them know that you're a little pissed off about not being on the card, and you're going to show up, but there's a chance that you're not showing up alone. Is there any? So talk to me about that. Or who might be coming with the Bull from the Woods, man?
It's the family advisor.
The family advisor, and I think we all know who that is.
You should know who that is. I'm not going to give it away for those who don't. They just got to show up to Union City Saturday night and find out.
Show up to Union City and find out. So talk to me about UCW, man, because they were Quality Pro Wrestling a couple years ago. had some issues, shut down. I want to say they had a flood and a fire maybe in their building.
I know something about a flood, but I don't know nothing about a fire.
Okay. And they were shut down for a while, and then I want to say what? It ain't even been a year yet, probably. What, about 7, 8 months ago they opened back up?
I think they had their first show back in July, so you're looking 7 months or so now.
And so talk to me about working at UCW, man. Talk to me about the company itself, man. Kind of smarten us up a little bit.
And it's a good company. You got a bunch of young talent on there like Rip Ravage, Race. He's on there. Then they're bringing in guys like myself and Aaron to help these younger guys, and then guys like Dylan Blake, Iceman Sosa, he's on there. You got a mixture of talent that you don't see going from show to show to show to show around here.
Right.
So it's something different for any of the fans.
We got a little little hint right there, little plug right there, man. Just in case, it's wonder if man he can even buy a ticket, man. I don't think Justin Case needs to buy a ticket. Anywhere he wants to go in the wrestling business, I don't think Justin Case needs to buy a ticket.
You know, Aaron said it on your podcast a couple weeks ago, and I'll say the same thing. If anybody in this business wants to get better, they'll listen to Justin. They'll pick his brain and they'll talk to him.
You know, I'm going to tell you something, Cordale. I'm glad you said that because I've told Aaron and Justin this. When those two guys hooked up at I want to say, did they hook up in Missouri first or was it for Legacy Pro? I want to say they maybe were put together at Missouri one time, and then
I want to say they've got together in Missouri. Justin, he's probably able to tell you better than me.
But man, I feel like each one of those guys added something to the other. Here's the thing. Justin needed a marquee talent. Justin needed a guy that's his guy that had that aura, that image, that persona. Aaron's that guy. But also, I don't know what it is, but man, Aaron seemed to change when Justin and him hooked up. I don't know what the chemistry was between them, but I think both of them together is way better than either one of them separately.
Well, you got Aaron, who's always been new school psychology, and then Justin, who's always old school. And then you combine, you got money.
Right, man. I think, man, both of them two guys, when they found each other, I think, man, that was the missing piece for each of them's puzzle, dude.
I agree.
And now, man, like you said, he's the Roberts family advisor, man. He was right there with you guys, guiding y'all along on that Memphis wrestling run. Him and Aaron still wreaking havoc in Memphis wrestling. Now we got the new wave with Zay and Denzel. They're already causing issues. But just in case, you've already said you're showing up and you ain't coming alone. So, man, what's UCW going to do if you and Justin Case show up together?
The real question is what are they going to do in a couple of weeks when they got more than just one family member there?
Ooh, I seen Aaron work there a couple of weeks ago, a show or two ago. Are we talking about you and Aaron reuniting as a tag team maybe? Or y'all just going to come in and beat the shit out of everybody?
You know, I don't know if they want me to announce this or not, but I want to say March they're starting a tag team tournament.
Oh, I might have to go check that out, man.
So, I mean, you can put the puzzle together there.
I hope they ain't got an open door policy. They better put a padlock on that sumbitch, man.
All I can say is whoever steps in the ring, they better get ready.
And so, look, these guys run Union City, Tennessee, every other Saturday at 308 South 1st Street. Doors open at 6:30. Bell time is 7:30. And for this show, I don't know if it's every show, but for this show coming up here, kids 6 and under are free. Plus, first responders and veterans are free for this show, man.
Every show.
Oh, every show.
And I believe if you have a family of 10 or more that comes with you, a group of 10, you could message the Facebook page and they'll give you a group deal.
Oh, that's
I
cool,
could be
man.
wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's the way it works.
That's cool. I like the first responders and the veterans thing. I hadn't been to a UCW show yet. Me and my wife's talked about coming. Just ain't the stars ain't aligned for us to get there yet, but I'm definitely going to come eventually and
Man,
check the show out, man.
I know the past 3 or 4 shows they've ran out of seats. They've had to come upstairs and steal seats from the boys.
That's the kind of problem you want, man. And here's the thing, that's good because if I remember right, at the end, at Quality Pro at the end, they wasn't really drawing, if I remember right, just to be honest, man. When I say wasn't drawing, I mean, if I remember right, 20, 30, 40 people at the most sometimes. And since they have come back, but one thing I've noticed is they've added a lot of talent to this new UCW, like you guys. Rip Ravage, I had him on the podcast a while back. Race Richards, man, I seen him for the first time live at Premier Pro at a car lot show, outside show several months ago. Man, that's a kid right there. I believe he's got a ton of potential, ton of upside. He's a big boy. He's kind of lanky right now, but hell, he's probably, I didn't stand next to him, but he looked to be probably 6'2".
Yeah, I want to say he's my height.
Yeah, and he's, I don't know how old he is, but I know he's not that old, so he's probably still got a lot of filling out to do.
Oh, yeah. He's early 20s, I believe.
And Rip Ravage is another young guy, man. Good-looking kid. Really good-looking kid, man. I told him, I said, hell, you need to get you some gimmicks. You need to be babyface everywhere you go and get you some gimmicks.
Yep.
You know, he'd sell the hell out of some gimmicks, but I'm glad to see UCW is doing good, man, because like I said, the last Quality Pro, I remember anytime I seen any of it, it was hard to see any of it.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I tried to go there one time and film, and they just shut me right down, man. I sent a message just kind of saying, you know, I'd like to come film your show one time at least, just check it out. Oh, they shut me right down. But I'm glad to see.
If you want to come to UCW, you're more than welcome.
Well, I don't film no more, but I'm definitely coming sometime. Me and my wife's going to bring my daughter. My youngest daughter is crazy over wrestling, man. She loves going to the shows.
But y'all don't live but right up the road, don't you?
Yeah, I'm in Dresden. I'm 25 minutes from Union City, man. Definitely going to come check it out, dude. Might wait for this tag team tournament and see how they frame that and how that kind of plays out and see what's going on there, man.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the better shows that I've been on here lately. You got a mixture of veterans and the young guys who's willing to learn and the veterans who's willing to teach.
Right. And so, look, let me ask you something. I asked your dad. I didn't ask Aaron because I forgot about it and we were kind of on short time. I got a podcast coming up February 19th on a Wednesday. Johnny Dotson, old school, versus Jason Genesis, new school. And it's basically going to be laid out like a presidential debate. What we're going to do is compare philosophies and see where the disconnect is for you. You're still a young guy. You're like Aaron. Y'all got a lot of new school in you, but you got that old school mentality instilled in you. So do you feel like there's a disconnect between the new guys, young guys coming up, and the veterans? And if so, what do you feel like it is? Your dad said he felt like it was respect. He felt like some of the young guys lack respect.
I could see respect being an issue, but I feel like most of the new guys, they come in and they're more worried about getting their gimmick over more than they are putting in the work.
Right.
To get to where they want to be. You got guys who's come in now and think they got a good gimmick, they should be main event and win the championship.
With no experience.
With no experience.
Yeah.
Whereas your old school guys, you had to go from town to town putting in time and paying your dues to even get out of the first match.
Right. And here's the thing, from what I see, like I've had this conversation with several guys, and I don't fault these young guys because most of them were brought in a completely different way than like I was brought in. your dad was brought in. Even you guys, even you and Aaron, because I mean, you were still, even though Sarge might have been the guy who kind of broke y'all in and stuff, you still had your dad there overseeing, watching what you guys were doing and keeping y'all on the right track and letting you know if you was fucking up.
Right.
And so it's hard to fault the young guys at times because, like I said, most of them were brought in completely different than we were, and they're just doing what they were brought in to do. And they you know what I mean? They don't, a lot of times I feel like they don't realize that maybe it's not right, some of the things they do. But I mean, you can't blame them because I guess you got to go back and blame whoever brought them in the business. And then I guess you got to go back and
whoever
blame
brought them in, and you got to blame the booker that's booking them.
That's true too, man.
If your booker's not making them do the job that they want done, then why are you booking them?
That's true too, man. I feel like most guys now, like when I broke in, like none of us, it was always a work, but we had to maintain kayfabe. Even in the early 90s, there was still a tad of kayfabe you had to maintain. And now I feel like it's, for most guys, especially young guys, it's purely entertainment for them. I mean, 100% entertainment, where for me, it was, I took pride in being a professional wrestler first.
Right.
Before a gimmick or anything, it was, I want to be a pro wrestler. You know what I mean? And these guys want to do that, I feel like, but it's just the wrestling's so far removed from what it used to be.
And a lot of that has to do with your social media. They don't know how to separate their wrestling persona from their personal life on social media. If you're going to be best friends with Bob over here, and then next day you're going to be in a main event feud with them and hate each other's guts at the show, people on social media see that.
And expect people to buy tickets. I think that's where the disconnect is. For me, we knew it was a work, but we treated it like it was real to try to get the people to believe it was real, where I feel like young guys now know it's a work. They treat it like a work, and none of it matters to them. You know what I mean? None of it matters. They don't realize that these people who buy tickets, they buy those tickets because they want to believe for a little while. They don't buy those tickets to have this as entertainment thrown in their face. Like, this is all bullshit. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't want to see my two main event guys that hate each other leaving the show in the back hugging before they leave, talking about their great match. You know what I mean?
Right. We went a couple weekends ago. We went to Applebee's after the show in Union City, and me and my wife and kids and a couple of the baby faces walked in. I asked if we could move.
And that's that's the kind of stuff we need to do in the business, man. I mean, it's simple stuff like that, man. That's what makes people. Here's the thing. Pro wrestlers aren't actors. We're characters.
Right.
We're extensions of who we really are. You know, all the best ones, what you've seen, part of them, that's a lot of who they really, really were. They were just finally letting it out and letting it show. Right. We're not actors whatsoever. And so when people meet us, they don't meet the real person. If they're a wrestling fan, they meet whoever. They meet the Hellraiser, or they meet Buster H.R. Johnson. They meet the Bull from the Woods. They meet the Problem. They meet the Regulator. They meet Big Red. They don't meet who we really are. They don't even want to meet who we really are, even if they think they do. Because once you pull all that, suck all that smoke out of the way, and they realize, hell, you just the same as me. You live up here in Dresden. You get up every morning, take your kids to school. That hurts their pro wrestling persona. It takes away from that. These people pay money because they want to believe that you're somebody.
Right.
You know?
Which, for me, especially if I wrestle around here in Dyersburg, it's hard because my job is I work for the city of Dyersburg. So
right.
It's hard for me to go be the big bad bully that I am in wrestling, going to all these people's houses.
Right.
I go to these people's houses all the time, and they be, oh, you're not as mean as what you are in wrestling. I said, well, that's because I got to keep my job.
And, hey, this is my job, and hell, the best thing you tell them was, come meet me in the ring.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because just cause I'm nice, I don't have to be an asshole to you to be a badass in the wrestling ring. You know, it's as simple as that, dude. We got Big Mike with us. Big Mike says, hey, what's up, y'all? What's up, Big Mike? I hadn't seen you, heard from you in a while, dude. I'm glad you're tuning in and checking this out, man. So, Cordale, I want to ask you, man, here recently, a couple months ago, baby brother got tapped by the wrestling gods, man. So, talk to me about, how did you find out, man?
How did I find out? He texted me and said that he possibly gonna get signed, and then the next day he said it's official.
How did you feel, man? I can see the smile on your face when you say it, man.
At first, I'm not gonna lie, he knows this. Me and him talked about it. At first, I was pissed.
I can see that, but that's brothers, though.
That it was him and not me.
Right.
But after I finally got over the fact that just because he got signed now don't mean there's not a chance for me to get signed later on down the road.
Hey, dude, I think everybody around here, every wrestler around here that thinks they got it to that level, they need to be focusing down and looking at it and realizing, hey, it's out there, man. It's out there, you know.
You know, all it is what everybody around here's got to realize is it's bringing more eyes to you around here.
Right.
You can be as happy as you want for him, but you need to step up your game. Because he's bringing in guys from the WWEID on shows around here. That's like you said Friday, he's bringing in someone up there at Premier.
Jackson Drake, another ID dude.
And then, I don't know, he might get mad, but next month, there's going to be at least 2 shows with WWEID guys on it.
I seen TIWF. He's going to be there facing Sean Legacy, maybe.
You got,
they put
got
out
Tim
a
Burton, Sean Legacy. I want to say next week or the week after, maybe. But in February, there's going to be more WWEID prospects coming around.
I'm anxious for that, dude. I think it's a great thing around here. I felt like, to be honest with you, we've been in wrestling purgatory. Blake Christian got out of here. He made it. Marco Stunt got his deal. But I feel like there's something a little different going on with this WWEID prospect thing. I think it's a really cool thing they're doing. I think it's a little bit out of the box, but I think it's really cool because here's the thing. Man, since Aaron got that and it went public, he is in demand.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he's in demand everywhere. And look, let's backtrack. I'm glad you said that at first it kind of pissed you off a little bit because, I mean, brothers especially, I know you guys are probably damn near compete at everything. And it's a competition. I fully understand that, man. I feel like Aaron understands that. I feel like it would be natural. I feel like if you would have got it, he'd have been happy for you, but I feel like his feelings would have been hurt a little bit. You know?
Oh, yeah.
I don't see how you couldn't. So talk to me about that, man. You know it's out there. You man, like you said, you feel like you're right now exactly what you should always be, and you worked your way, you evolved into the bull from the woods. Talk to me about the prospect of maybe next year or whenever they do some more ID guys, maybe it's you this time. Are you up for that?
I'm ready. I'm about willing to get out of West Tennessee and hit the road.
There you go, man. Hey, I mean, it's out there. You put it out there. You really, you need to hit the road right now, man. You got another little bundle of joy on the way, man. Got bills to pay.
Right.
A lot of pressure on you. Dude, I would love to see both of you guys get that kind of deal. I'll be honest with you, Cordale. I hope Aaron's out of here within the next 6 or 7 months, within a year. I hope he is completely gone from here. I hope we don't see him nowhere else other than NXT TV right now or other TV. I hope he's gone. And I'd love to see you end up going with him, dude, if that opportunity came up, man.
Oh, I'd love to. I'd love for us to go up there to NXT and just dominate everybody up there like we do.
And y'all both got. I mean, Aaron's the same way. I feel like he has evolved. What we see now, man, I mean, he'd always been working his way to what he is now, just like you. And man, once you hit that peak, man, you need to kind of go after it while the iron's hot, while your confidence is high and everything.
Right.
Man, think about. Go ahead, Cordale.
I feel like in ring, I'm better than what I've ever been, and as far as physical, I'm losing all the weight, and I'm in the gym. I'm ready to go.
Right.
I'm more motivated now than I've ever been.
So, let me hit you with this. All right, Aaron, we already know. Apparently, I mean, what happens? Say you get a deal too somewhere down the line. Are both of you guys? Have y'all discussed this? Are both of you guys ready to maybe move? Kind of leave your families at home and be out on the road all those times, all those days?
I mean, you don't sign up to be in this business and not be ready, don't you?
That's the answer, dude, right there. That's the answer. Hey, here's the lucky thing, though, for anybody getting signed right now. We already know they're trying to cut down house shows and going to cut them way down. So even WWE, you mainly would be working TV. I'm sure they're going to do a few spot shows here and there because it'd be stupid not to. I'll be honest with you, I don't like the idea of them shutting house shows down. Live attendance has always been the fuel. That's how wrestling companies made their money.
Now that's where you try your things at in WWE. You see what fails on the house shows.
That's right, man. I kind of, it's a double-edged sword for me, man. It gives guys experience too that maybe they're not quite ready to put on TV yet. You get to go to the house shows, work with different guys, get a little more comfortable with the scene, the scenarios before they actually put you on TV. I'd love to see you guys, man. It'd be cool as hell, man. I know Red, man, if you called Red and said, Dad, I got a deal too, we wouldn't be able to wipe the smile off his fucking face, dude. That motherfucker would have a permanent smile, man. He'd look like a damn jack-o'-lantern, man, all the time, dude. So look, Cordale, we're fixing to get ready to wrap it up.
All right.
You're going to be at UCW whether they like it or not this coming Saturday. Whether they like it or not, what are they going to do about it? If they lock the door, I'm assuming you just kick it in, man.
Kicking it
in. Look, Mark McGee's back. He says, they might keep the road to WrestleMania house shows. I hope they keep more house shows than that, to be honest, man. I don't like the idea of losing house shows altogether at all, man. I don't think it's good for the wrestling business. What happens one day if the TV dries up? Here's the thing. What happens when they're not offering you billions of dollars for TV rights and that starts dropping down and now the TV rights don't cover your overhead to even run this company or nothing. So, and then you've done let their house shows go away. So what do you got to do? You got to start building those back up to where they already were.
Right.
You know, it's a double-edged sword. So talk to me about this, man. Favorite opponent you've ever had in the wrestling business?
I'm going to say, as far as psychology-wise goes, John Michael.
John Michael. Talk to me about that match. Why is he your favorite?
He taught me a lot in just one match with him on how to work big man, small man.
I love that, dude. I love working. I'd rather work with a smaller guy than a bigger guy because when I was coming up, if you had two big guys, I like to work. I like to actually try to run spots. Most other big guys just want to bounce off each other.
That's what I was going to say. And probably my other one would be Walker Hayes because we're both big guys and we both get in there and we could go.
Man, like I said, that was one of the best big man matches I've seen in years and years, dude. There ain't no doubt about that. All right, let me ask you this. I know this is a touchy one. Who's your most hated opponent? And when I say hated, I don't mean storyline wise. Who do you hate? Who did you hate stepping in the ring with, man?
Oh man, I can't remember exactly what the names are, but they wasn't a tag team. The Indian Outlaws or Southern Outlaws or something like that.
The Indian Outlaw sounds familiar to me, man.
They're from Arkansas, I believe.
So why did you hate working with these guys?
Man, it's just at the time it was me and Billy Manning, and we was both young and ready to rock and roll, and bringing in these two old guys who didn't want to do nothing.
Damn.
We done like a 2-month angle with them, and it was horrible.
So look, that's one thing I noticed when I first started getting back in the wrestling business, because I'm from Arkansas. You know, so when I started getting back in the wrestling business, I broke back in here filming at EIW and stuff. I filmed a few Arkansas shows, but the first thing I noticed right off the bat is that the young guys and girls here in West Tennessee are way further along in the wrestling ring than the young guys and girls around Arkansas were at that time. I don't know about now, but I feel like you guys, like when I first got here, I was amazed that all you guys, man, could pretty much do everything. Whether you was big guys or small guys, even the girls, pretty much get in there and work y'all's asses off and could pretty much do everything that could be done in wrestling. Where I noticed that in Arkansas, that those guys were a pretty good step behind the West Tennessee guys and girls.
And one thing I've noticed about Arkansas is a lot of your younger guys is paired up with all these older guys who don't want to get in there and do nothing.
And that sucks, man.
When you get in there with somebody who don't want to do nothing, you're not going to learn.
Right.
So you're just going to assume that's the way it should be done every match, and that's how you're going to work from here on out.
Yeah, I was the same way, dude. I like working with guys who'd get in there and work. Man, I didn't mind working with old guys at all. Because at the time, most old guys I broke in with still work. They work a ring around your ass if you didn't watch it anyway. You know, but I do know what you're talking about, man. I don't like it when guys get so old to the point where they don't want to do nothing in there.
Right.
You know, they don't want to do nothing at all because, like you said, it'd be fine if you had another couple of old tag team in there with them where all four of them didn't want to do shit, you know?
Right.
But it hurts you guys. It hurts the young guys worse than it hurts them old guys for you young guys to have to work with guys where you don't really get to do nothing because either they can't do nothing or they don't want to do nothing.
And I know at the time, whenever they brought them in to work me and Billy, we was on our rise up as a tag team. We was really just now forming and getting our groove, and we just won the championships at Union City.
Right.
So Anton and Daddy and all them, they just making us, we got to be up here at all time. And when you get in the ring, you felt like you was down at the bottom. Well, then.
Right. Well, man, West Tennessee is way more advanced, I believe, than the young guys here are way more advanced than the young guys in Arkansas. And I'm an Arkansas guy, you know. But I mean, the facts are the facts, man. It's just as simple as that, man. I could take 5 young Arkansas guys and 5 young West Tennessee guys, put you guys in the ring together, and I would be willing. If I was a bet man, I'd say it'd go 5 out of 5 that the West Tennessee guys and girls were smoother in the ring. I don't know if it's you guys get to work more, maybe, because that's the one thing I noticed too. West Tennessee is covered in wrestling and has been for years.
That's one of the worst things about West Tennessee is you got way too many wrestling companies around here.
I agree with that too. It allows all this talent places to work, but at the same time, it dilutes the wrestling business.
That's one thing that I'm grateful for at Union City. We ain't got really nobody around us for 30 miles.
Right. Dyersburg is the closest place, I guess.
I believe so. I think we got a show in Paris, but they don't run but once a month.
Right. And Paris is 40 minutes up from me. So, hell, it's an hour and 15 minutes away from Union City, probably. Unless you know a shortcut. So Cordale, what is your aspirations, man, over the next year or two in the wrestling business? What's your goals, man?
to get more eyes on me.
There you go. There you go.
Simple as that. Whether it's eyes from WWE, AEW, TNA, NWA, eyes on me somewhere.
Dude, look, I want to see you get that WWE ID deal, but when you just said the NWA, I feel like the bull from the woods, man, kind of fits the NWA, dude. I do. I can see you coming out, dude. I can see you in front of that logo, man.
I can see me and Trevor Murdoch together.
I can too, man. Look, that motherfucker can work, man.
Oh, man.
One of my favorite.
I've been studying him and a bunch of Bully Ray matches here lately.
Hey, and Bully Ray, man, look, even still to this day, Bully Ray can still go.
Oh, yeah.
So look, man, we're going to shut it down, Cordale, man. I appreciate you so much for coming on, giving me your time, man, talking to us, being open and honest with us, man. And just, dude, I wish you all the best in the future. You know that.
I appreciate you having me on, and everybody just keep your eyes open because you never know where I'm about to show up.
There you go. That's the attitude you need. Have a great night, my friend.
All right, buddy. You too.
All right, guys, you seen it right there. The bull from the woods, Big Cordale Roberts, Union City, this Saturday night, 7:30 bell time. He ain't on the card, but he said he's showing up. And he ain't showing up alone. Might be a guy named JC there with him. You need to go check it out. Awesome show. I think tickets are $10 general admission. Kids 6 and under are free. And first responders and veterans free always to these shows. Really cool stuff. Guys, I want to thank everybody who tuned into this show, everybody who interacted. I want to thank Cordale once again for giving me his time. Got a lot of cool podcasts coming up. Next Tuesday night, I'll have the Premier Pro Junior Heavyweight Champion, Jake Painter. This guy right here, trust me, he's a star already. The world just don't know it. Guys, I want to promote my podcast coming up one more time before we get out of here, and then I'll let you guys go. Let's check this out.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 yo, go, go, go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit my way, or the highway. And in the driveway is a nice range. Cause I grind through the climb, I invite pain. You'll never hear me, bitch, nah, I don't complain. Just gotta flip the switch and you can go and obtain anything you want, anything you need. Your mind's got the key ingredient, it's belief. They'll deceive with the negativity, but I just slide right by that energy. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go,
All right, guys, right there, you've seen upcoming podcasts. Be sure to check these podcasts out. I got a couple of more that's not in there. I'm going to sneak in towards March. And that's all the way from now up through March. Once March gets here and we get to the end of that, I'll bring out 3 more months worth, hopefully. Guys, once again, thank everybody for watching this, everybody who interact. I appreciate it. Like this video, share this video. Go to Buster H.R. Johnson on YouTube and subscribe to my channel. Till Tuesday, y'all.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. Everything I
I do, so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move, so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that. Spitting slow, spitting fast, I could roast, I could gas. Think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past. And the pettiness, a reflection of the emptiness. Hilarious, you think you're worth my time, you're delirious. Mysterious, because you hide behind a fake exterior. Inferior, you know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel free from the chains at last, and to believe in what you got, it was built to last, yeah.
Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.